all these stumps, tree roots and stuff like that, they throw over the banks here to try and mitigate the erosion. So going down that way there. So the local guy, King, said that building out there that's sitting on the rocks, he knows the guy owns it, and he put 80 to 100 grand worth of rocks over there, try and save that place. He figures it'll be on an island at some point. He's possibly right about that. So they're trying to make it wash away no more, as the sign up there says, at the murderer's house. Wash away no more. They're trying to stop it from eroding even more. So there's a little building up here to the left. Looks like that guy's on the bubble, you know? Some cheap land, I suspect. Risky business. Yeah, so that's what's going on here. Washaway. It seems crazy that much water would come up here, right? That's a pretty big tide. But there were streets, like right where I'm standing, used to be a road. And over in front of us there used to be roads, like there was a road and community and stuff here. Now they're gone. This is the south side of Washaway Beach. Tide's coming in, so it's not as pronounced, but there's a lot of rocks on this beach. Dumped here by the locals. See kind of right all the way up there. And then out in that point where where I'll not go is situated. So the word on the street is they use some really coarse rock, and then when the waves crash in, like that, it brings a bunch of sand with it. The sand goes in between the rock, and it helps to fortify the shoreline. So, interesting side note here, this other local guy just told me, the waves in the winter were so big, along this jetty right here, the waves were so big that they smashed out that guy's windows. So, isn't that something? Just imagine, eh? Man, that must have been a huge surf, huge waves. Must have been some things going on. So it turns out he also does rent there's been some RVs hanging out in there. I think I'm going to leave a note or something like that and see if we can't get a hold of the guy for next year. So this is the southern part of Washaway. You can really see their mitigation efforts. Erosion control has really gone into overdrive over here. Well, this brush looks fairly recent, last couple of years anyways. They bulldozed this stuff up right up onto the shoreline here, up on the high tide line anyways, all in an effort to keep the waves from taking their community away.
Well, this is our last morning on this beautiful beach at Washaway Beach at North Cove. It's just steps away from our RV here. It is right there. There's a couple other RVers out here, but not too many. It's been beautiful, super quiet. Did some kiting yesterday. Tried to fly a kite. Some swimming. There's even a seal that came up close when we were swimming out there yesterday. And then we went to Tokeland, went to the beautiful Heritage Hotel. Had a nice breakfast there yesterday. That was so much fun. Oh, I'll miss you. I'll miss you.
This is our last sunset on the coast. Up here, beautiful Washaway Beach. North Cove. North Cove, Washington.
Near Tokeland.
Near Tokeland.
5 minutes
That's right.
from Tokeland.
5 minutes from Tokeland. A lovely little town.
Yeah. One of our favorite beaches.
Yeah, this is one of our favorite beaches right here. We spent 5 nights out of all the time we've been out. This beach we spent.
Super quiet.
Yeah, it's super quiet. Not too many people here. Met some interesting people.
Get to drive on the beach.
You can drive on the beach here.
Go swimming. kite flying today.
Yeah, kite, did some boogie boarding.
All right, gentlemen, start your engines.
So we're at a rest stop just outside of Olympia, Washington. Sherry Bomb's disposing of some garbage. Quite a big rest stop. There's free sandy dump here, free water. So and we just got gas back on the reserve there for $3.99 a gallon. They're giving that shit away. We're pretty excited. So once again, RVers Utopia. We are empty, black and gray, full fresh, and full gas. Whee! That's not the highlight of the story. The highlight of the story is certainly that we were driving through Olympia, Washington. Rancid fans, of course, will know that is a fine, fine rock and roll song on the album Out Come the Wolves. You can't beat it. The whole album is unbeatable. There just happens to be one song called Olympia, Debbie. Olympia, Washington. Basically, it seems to me the song's about there, and they're missing the small town vibe, you know. They're in New York, and it's like basically they're saying wish I was back on the highway. Not even basically, it's exactly what they're saying. I wish I was back on the highway to Olympia. And that's where we're going. Man, I love Rancid. Punk rock, my friends. Save your soul. We just wheeled into the McClellan Butte Trail. Looks like we're going to do a little hike. There's a parking lot, nice parking lot. We can pull around in it. Put the rig down there. Probably stay here for a night. Just checking out the situation with passes and things like that. Nice spot. Good to be back in the trees. Sure can hear the interstate though. It's not far from here, I guess. Thought it was far enough away, but you can hear it thundering. What is it? It's a nice little spot.
It is September 21st today. Back up in Washington, and we are staying at the McClellan Butte Trailhead parking lot. You can hear the road noise, but once inside here it wasn't too bad. It's actually quite roomy. There was a vehicle that came pulling up last night in front of us. Other than that, it was pretty quiet. All this parking. And then there's parking on the other side. And that's funny because the person, oops, trip. There's a outhouse there. And then somebody pulled right there. That was about 9:30 though. And then, yeah, a nice big trail. We went on about 5 kilometers round trip yesterday. Beautiful trees out here, lots of ferns. And another gorgeous sunny day.
This is the scene here at McClellan Butte Trail in the morning. There's a couple of cars, probably some people walking. We had a van and we had a little camper show up beside us in the middle of the night. People like to park beside us. We're like a magnet. I think maybe people are hiding behind us. in our giant RV. Not really sure. Anyways, it's a beautiful morning. We did hear the interstate, the I-5. You can hear right now, maybe in the background. It is not quite like the ocean. It goes all night, all night. This is how they roll pit toilets and stuff here. Garbage cans, pretty much the same. They open sideways. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Alright, we're going to saddle up. We're having some coffee and then we're going to beat it. We're going to a lake towards the Washington border. Last time for a lake, possibly here in America, for sure. See ya. So, this is beautiful Manson Bay Park. We are just outside of Wenatchee in the town of Manson, Washington. We're parked on the road. There's the bus down there. Boat launch over here. So it's a situation down here. It's to me, it's reminiscent of Christina Lake, where the entire lake is either, well, let's just say the entire lake is inaccessible to the public. To, you know, it's just hard to launch. You know, this boat launch over here is locked. There's a launch here, but obviously you can't back your boat into this. This is closed. Everything's closed. There's a giant parking lot in town, probably, being conservative, probably 75 stalls. And there's a giant sign when you go in, no RV parking. So there was 2 cars in it. And I stopped and I asked the guy at the bike shop, I'm like, dude, why do you hate us so much? Why can't we park in this giant parking lot you have here? He said, oh, I didn't know there was a sign. So we talked about that for a while. He was a really good guy. We'll get the name of that bike shop, give him a shout out. He suggested we go to City Hall and ask them if there's somewhere to park in that parking lot. Maybe they would make an exception or something. But we didn't. We ended up driving up the road a little ways. So that was, I think, maybe the town of Chelan. And now we're up the road at Manson. And, well, I mean, it's a really nice place. The guy back at the bike shop said this place is banging in the summer. Right up to Labor Day, then it drops off like a rock. He said that parking lot we were just in is packed, and there'd be no way you'd be driving that rig in there in the middle of summer. So this is the local playground, it seems, for everybody. It's a very nice lake. You can see how blue the water is. It's garbage on the side, of course, but it's to be expected. And they're pretty nice docks. And there's a duck. So, you know, all is not lost. There's some beer cans down there. Bud Light. Not so ducky. Yeah, so anyways. Lake Chelan in Manson, the town of Manson. Lake Chelan. Beautiful countryside. Looks quite a bit like, well, certainly Osoyoos. We're just butting up to Osoyoos here, getting up to the Canadian border. And kind of looks like Kamloops area as well. The Columbia River is riding up here, and we're rolling up along beside the Columbia River, and it's very much like I say, like Kamloops. It's got that vibe. It's got the same same topography, and same with the, you know, trees and everything like that. You know, it looks like deserts interspersed with wineries and things like that. And you can see right down there, like every inch of shoreline is taken up. Down here, there's nowhere to park in town. We're probably gonna have to go out. We'll have to leave town here tonight. So it is what it is. There goes Sherry with our new dolly. She's working pretty good, the dolly. I got my kayak and we'll take the stairs. Sherry's taking the ramp. Oh, this lake is so clear. You can see the bottom of it. We're pretty far out. Looks pretty deep. Fishes going by. You can see Sherry going by. Hey, it's a no wake zone, buddy. Ooh, did not have a run in with these guys. Just coming here to dock. Beautiful Manson, Washington. Tulane Lake. Maybe, if I pronounced it right. Sherry just got out. Successful landing of her kayak. I'm going to go do the same. See you later, Lake. We're headed inland bound, a little more north to find a parking spot for the night. So, this is where we are at Okanogan County, not Okanagan, it's Okanogan. We're down here at this boat launch, Carpenter Island boat launch, Chelan County. That was the lake we were on earlier. It's a little bit south of us. We're still rolling up the Columbia River, which is pretty cool because back there in Astoria, we were at the mouth of the Columbia River. That was pretty cool. So yeah, we're here at this boat launch, and we have cleaned, drained, and dried our kayaks, just like the sign says, so you don't get these zebra mussels or the quagga mussels. See here, they're certainly a bad scene. If you don't know about it, Google it. And yeah, this is it. We're kind of staying in much like Kamloops, kind of deserty situation here. Banks of the Columbia River. It's very nice.
That's a nice dock.
Nice dock. Hey, what's up, Doc? Look how tall the pilings are here to accommodate for the rise in water. If the dam releases a bunch of water, they're going to sound a siren, and then everybody should run. And this, I guess, this valley here will fill up with water. You can see it's a floating dock, and it could float to the top of these pylons if it had to. Here on the banks, not muddy banks, of the Columbia River. It's pretty nice. Down Washington here, northern Washington, we found this little clear spot amongst the sagebrush. This is going to be our home for the night. See the bus just poking out over there. And there's one other camper here. It's gone fishing. And we're just going to sit here and watch the river flow. Thanks, Bob Dylan. Super nice sunset here on the Columbia River. Thanks, Washington. Certainly a marvelous send-off from America. Tomorrow we'll be back in Canada. Can't wait. Unless they don't let us in, I guess. Look at that. Big sky country down here.